Yeah, I'll hold on to that. So there are a lot of things I do know and a lot of things I don't know.
Yep.
So if you don't mind, can I be the Ian Donis, not look-alike, but a kind of rapid response? If I ask you some things and how you feel, either a thumbs up or thumbs down, if you can do that.
Sure.
For example, the $15 an hour raise, how do you feel about that? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
No, I can say I can't support a $15 at this time. We've already had the minimum wage raised. I think it's 4 successive years now. You know, and it has an impact on small business owners. The other thing that I oppose on the minimum wage is that tip minimum wage. You know, coming from the restaurant business and hospitality industry, you know, a lot of the wait staff already make more than the minimum wage as it exists.
Codifying Roe versus Wade. There was a couple of bills in the House and the Senate. They never got very far. How do you feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
On those bills that were pending, that RHCA, the way it was worded, I could not support that bill because it goes beyond Roe versus Wade and would codify late-term abortion. So, and that's something personally, you know, I can't support.
Sure, sure. So the state is when it comes to affordable housing, one of the laws that actually helped was this called the eviction law. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It had a sunset clause. The sunset clause was this past session. So there's no eviction policy for when it comes to apartments. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, that one I'm not familiar with. So, and I'm not going to BS you.
That's cool. That's cool. The CRMC approved the LNG tank. Went to FERC. FERC looks like it's approving it.
I thought they did approve it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So, but there was, anyway, thumbs up or thumbs down on the LNG facility?
It would have been thumbs down.
Thumbs down on that one too. The increase, the decrease in the top tier for taxes that took place in the 1990s, early 2000 was over the first, I forget, 1 or 4% of top wage earners got a deduction in their taxes. We do approve putting that in personal taxes, personal income taxes. We do approve upping that, putting it back to the 1990, early 2000 levels. It got reduced like from 9 point something down to 4 point something %. Thumbs up or thumbs down when it comes to increasing that?
I'm not familiar with that one, so I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, that's a big one. Make sure you look at that too. Last and certainly not least, something we can all relate to is the alcohol tax and marijuana and pot. How do you feel about increasing or decreasing, looking at the alcohol tax to institute that again, to make sure that it gets perhaps raised a little bit along with the pot tax that's about to come?
On the alcohol tax, it was reduced down to 0.
Right.
I actually support keeping it 0 because what we've seen is an increase in sales from many of the stores. And as a business owner, I want to keep a vibrant economy. And that keeps with my philosophy of trying to reduce the sales tax overall. On marijuana, and this is one of the things that has irked me too, we saw our government put in their budget additional compassion. I do support medical marijuana because I've seen the positive effects for many of the individuals that healthcare needs, and I think it's also an opportunity area to help with this opioid crisis instead of on the pain medication that many people have done. But when you see that trade-off in that budget where that license went up for the compassion centers to $250,000, it makes you think, how much are these guys making? And how much are we taking and preventing the market from collapsing? Because what is happening is in that whole provider network, you've got cultivators that they're granting licenses like crazy to right now. And the only way the cultivators can get that license is if they have a compassion center they can sell off to. Well, what's happening is they granted all these licenses, they kept only 3 compassion centers, but and particularly maybe 2 of them are actually buying because one does a lot of their own grow. There's a problem there because you're going to have all these cultivation centers that are you know, basically going to go out of business after significant financial investments in them, in security, getting the place up to grade. We've got to fix that whole problem on what's going on at the State House.
Thank you.